Welcome to part 3 of the 1982 Pontiac Firebird build-up. Any of you eagle-eyed people out there would have spotted that episode 2, update 2 of this build was filmed on my old bench. And that was purely because I was waiting for stuff to happen. I was waiting for stuff really to sort of dry on the Mustang that I built, the Shelby GT500 that I built, and I was also waiting for stuff to come in for the Peterbilt truck. As you know, Shelby's built. I'm still continuing to work on the 359 as well at the moment. I got the cab on, and the sleeper cab, that's actually on the chassis. I'm just waiting for everything on that to dry, so I thought I'd break out this kit and do a little bit more work to it whilst I'm waiting for everything to set up on the 359 before I do the rest of the electronics to it. The decals, I tell you what, the decals on this kit are absolutely crapola. They're horrible. If we look at the decal on the side of this model, you can't really see it. I mean, I have to bring it up real close for you to be able to see it. It really is crap. They are rubbish decals, I've got to say. Shame on MPC for putting out such rubbish decals. The bodywork itself isn't too bad. The only problem is that I will just need to gently sand that down with a 3000 grit sandpaper and then polish it up afterwards. Main reason being is because there are a few blemishes in there, and a couple of bits of dust etc. have got into the paintwork whilst it was drying off, which is a shame. But as I say, you know, 3000 grit wet and dry, followed by a sanding, that should followed by a buff, that should be okay. We've also got the under the side of the chassis as well. That's, as you can see, nice and glossy. The actual subframe here, that's actually still in the primer, the Alclad black primer with micro filler, but that and all this part down here and these two big strapping things here will be done in a semi-gloss, just to make it look as though they were powder coated. So that'll be done at some point before I actually start putting everything together. I can't really be bothered to actually do the sanding down on the bodywork either at the moment. I don't know why. I think I'm just a bit lazy about doing that at the moment, really. So I'm just concentrating on the interior. Now, to be fair, this kit is also the quality of this kit is fairly rubbish, really. I mean, there's no decals for the dashboard, so the instrument cluster has got no decals. So I'm going to have to try and brush on those details, dry brush those details on. Luckily enough, I've got some new paint brushes, so the smallest one should be able to do the dry brushing on that without a problem. But yeah, this kit has been terrible for flash and pop marks in the plastic and everything. If we look at the seats, for instance, I mean, the only redeeming feature about these seats is the fact that they do move. But yeah, you can see you've got pop marks there, and then you've also got pop marks on the other side as well, and it's the same with the other seat as well. We've got, as you can see there, pop marks on there. The underside of the back side of the back seat There's a massive gap on the back of that as well, so I've had to fill that in. Same too with the sun visors as well, injector pin markings in things that are as small as that, which is just ridiculous. There's the dashboard and the steering wheel. I've just basically put all of those together just to keep them safe, because the well, what I believe is the indicator stalk is just so fragile. I've actually nearly knocked it off a couple of times, so I thought, well, if I get that on there, then it should be alright. And then we've just down there we've got the gear stick, and I've left the handbrake on the sprue as well, just to do that. But yeah, so they're ready to be painted. We've also got the internal door cards as well that need to be painted as well. And obviously, as I say, the interior. I'm going to do a black on black on this, so it's going to be a black exterior and a black interior. I will use just a few shades or a couple of shades of black, just to bring a little bit of difference into it, you know, so you can get a bit of difference between the black colours. And again, I am going to be using the black flocking on this, of which there is quite a lot that's going to be used, because not only do we have the whole of this bit that needs to be done, but we've got all of this bit up here and this bit across there, and also down into those parts, and then you've got all of that bit there that needs to be done as well. And then on the door cards, you've actually got this area here as well that needs to be done. There are a few little lines in there, as you can see, that run across, so I might try and do those. I think I might do those in the Molotov chrome colour, actually, just to sort of get a bit of difference into the vehicle. Again, with the steering wheel, the spokes on those, I will more than likely do those in the Molotov chrome as well, just to help bring a bit of relief to it. And if there's any straight lines on there or anything like that that can be done in the Molotov chrome, I'll do those as well. If not, it's not so much of an issue, really, to be fair. But yeah, that's where we are at the moment, so I'm just going to get all of those bits done, and as soon as they're painted, I will come back to you. Got all of the interior parts painted, so they're looking pretty good now. If we just take a little look at these, as you can see, they're all very black indeed. I will just put a coat of paint on those, a semi-gloss coat over the top of those, and they'll be fine. So we've got those done. We've also got the door hinges done as well, which really I think are oversized, but there you go. They're the hinges for the hood. We've also got the door panels done as well on both sides, so they're looking pretty good. And we've also then done the interior as well. That's all black. I'm just gonna again seal the whole of that lot first before I do anything else. As I say, I mean, most of the stuff that's on here, most of the stuff that's within this part will be used. We'll be using flocking anyway. I've also done the interior of the bonnet as well. I just wanted this bit to be done in the flat black. We've got the if we just peel this off, actually, you can see there that we've got sort of the outside of that is gloss, and then the inside of that is done in matte black, and I think that's actually come out quite nicely. Just get the rest of the masking tape off there. It's all stuck in my fingers now. So there you go, that's what that looks like, and I think that looks quite good with just the outside bit painted in the gloss black, and the inside painted the flat black. I mean, that would be the sort of foamy covers that go well. They're not foam, I don't know what they're made of actually, but the acoustic matting or whatever it is to help the engine noise. So yeah, so that's done, looking good. Just need to wait for this to dry off properly really before I put the clear lacquer over the top of it, but once that's on, that will make it look a little bit better, and then I'll be able to go on to the detailing work. So in the meantime, whilst I'm waiting for all of this to set up properly, I'm going to go back to working on the Peterbilt truck, because I can now, the cab's actually the glue is actually set up on that now, so that the cab's actually on the chassis. So I can just sort of lean that over to one side now and start doing all the wiring from the underside and bring it up and through to the cab. So I'll get that done now. So I will come back to you once we've got some more work done to this one. Now got the flocking in for the carpets in the Pontiac, so it's starting to look quite good. So we've got the carpets in sort of all over really. I mean, this has got quite a lot of carpet in it. So we've got all of that done. The only thing that I haven't done is the back there, that's where the pedals are. We've also got on both of the doors as well the little bit of carpet there, and the same with that one as well, so that's in there looking quite good. And we've also done a partial on the back seat as well, on the rear side of the back seat. The main reason why we've done a rear or the partial side of that is because most of this, or up and from that point downwards, is going to be lost anyway. That's going to be the gluing surface for to go on to the back just there. Oh, if we can get that in the camera properly. Sorry, sitting at the different bench today. There we go, you can see it there. So most of the back seat will actually fit on this bit just here. Let's see if we can get a better shot. There you go, this bit just there. Right, I'm sitting on the other side of the bench where I don't have the lights, but I've got natural light coming in through the window, because I'm still working on the Peterbilt truck as well actually at the same time. I'm doing the wiring on that and getting wires glued into place, and whilst I'm waiting for the super glue to dry properly before I move on to the next stage, I've been kind of doing all of the little bits for that as well. So I'm kind of doing two models at once at the moment, which is good. I've actually finally got the room to take on multiple projects at once, if they're small ones anyway. I mean, if it's a Starship or something like that, I won't be able to do two at once, but you know, for two different cars at the same time, can't complain, it's quite good. So that's about it for the moment. As soon as I've got the other bits done to the interior, I will come back to you.